Made all of this money this week. Yeah. Shit look amazing to me. Yeah. All of my homies gon' eat. Yeah. And I could put that on me. Shorty, she giving me brain. Yeah. Loving the way that she think. Yeah. Shorty, she rolling my weed. Yeah. I'ma go pour me a drink.
Another episode of World Race Show. Season premiere. Kind of had a season premiere last week, but due to some, again, technical difficulties, couldn't put that episode out. It's been a rough first week of NFL football. This past week, got the presidential debate, depending on how tonight goes, could pretty much see how or who is going to be the next president. I'm your host, Will Ray. That's Malik. Malik's back with us.
Thank you.
Malik is stressing.
I'm not stressing. Just going through
life.
Going through life as a black man.
Well, speaking of that, so this past week, obviously, this first week of the NFL, a lot of exciting things. Brazil, Chiefs. But the one thing that has caught everyone's attention is the Tyreek Hill situation. Body cam footage just been released, and as expected, it's not good. And just to give a whole background, the cops stopped Tyreek Hill because he was speeding. Granted, if he was speeding, write the ticket, send him on his way. You already know what he is. It escalated. I'm sorry. Escalated. You're right. Thank you. To something that it shouldn't have been. And it's just one of those things that's going to continue to happen until something happens. And I think a lot of people think when people say all lives matter or Black Lives Matter, it's just more or less Tyreek Hill said something that was very interesting to me. And he said, if he wasn't Tyreek Hill, what would have happened? If his teammates didn't stop, what could have happened? And it's almost saddening to actually come to talk about it because, like, he's right. Because if he wasn't Tyreek Hill and if you didn't have his teammates, what could have happened? We could have had another murder case. And then cops was like, oh, I was just doing what I was trained to do.
Yeah, they were very aggressive.
Look.
The takedown was aggressive.
To me, watching the video, and I'll get your thoughts on it, watching the video, it looked like Tyreek was a little dismissive, but at the same time, he was taught, as well as so many others are taught, to not disrespect the police in a certain manner to put yourself in those positions. But it looked like to me, the cop got a little too ego-driven. He was like, I don't care if you're a millionaire or whatever you drive, you're not better than me. I can show you better, I can tell you. And they took it too far, or he took it too far to that. Or they. I'm not really 100% sure all the cops did that because I think most of them said, "Oh, whoa, what's going on? That's Tyreek Hill. What's going on? Like, they're Dolphin players. They're going to the game. What's going on?" And I think after the situation was recognized, I think they was like, "All right, go ahead, get out your way before we get any more in trouble." But it was already too late because everything was recorded. Excuse me. As a black man, Malik, like, I've been stopped, but I haven't been detained in that fashion. I'm not sure if you have.
Yeah.
But it gets to the point where now, like, what is it that you can do?
Shit, in the moments, you just like, all right, if I'm dying, I'm dying. If I'm gonna die here, I'm dying here.
And you hear in the video with Tyreek Hill, like, he's telling Calais and Juno Smith, one of his teammates, like, yo, don't leave me. I don't know what they're going to do. And it almost was to the point where, yeah, yo, like, I don't know. If he wasn't, it literally is scary to the fact that if he wasn't who he was, what could they have done?
And the choke slam was unnecessary because he was already in cuffs. So what much can he do? Yeah, he gonna run away because he's fast as shit. But if he was gonna run, he would have been ran. That's the point.
Even when they were trying to sit him on he was telling them, "Look, I just had knee surgery," and it was just more or less like they treated him instead of like, look, he wasn't a criminal. He didn't have. If he ran his tags, you would have known he was not a criminal. in the sense of that, how you would treated him. So why treat him as somebody that's hostile or anything? He's scared. Like most of us would. If I was putting up, I would be fucking shitting bricks. And I had like a little case like that. Coming home from my then girlfriend, who is now my wife, house, a cop pulled up next to me and was like, "Yo, have your turn signal on next time." And I was like, "I'm going straight." And I was like, almost to the point, he was like, "Well, continue going straight." Basically, like, get the hell out of here. And it was like at 11:30 at night, and I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
That's a good running.
You know what I mean?
I would take that.
But you know what I mean? But it's like, where did that come from? You know, like I've been in a car where somebody was been detained because it's more or less like you're not understanding the motive behind the cops.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like if you stop at somebody, you're doing your due diligence. They always say they're doing what they're trained to do. If you're doing what you're trained to do, then you're running the tag, and if something comes up, then you should go through the next procedures. Does it, watching the tape, did it look like they went through proper procedures?
Nope. No.
And it's sad. It's literally sad. Fortunately, I believe one, if not two, of the cops have been on leave, and I think probably by the time this is released, they'll probably be fired.
And a lawsuit, a hefty lawsuit.
And I think only because if it wasn't Tyreek and if it wasn't for the Dolphins, it probably gets swept under the rug.
Oh, yeah.
But because it was such a public figure,
they put him on the floor, put him on the ground.
Twice.
Put him on the ground twice.
And you detained two other people for no other reason because they were basically like, look, we're trying to help. And it's a tricky situation, man. It's just sad about that. It just really is sad. And I hope
they lose their jobs and all their family members stop fucking with them.
I think they will. And I think they'll say, oh, I was doing the letter of the job. And I think, police reform is needed. I think certain training is needed. The stuff that they had to go through in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even in the 90s, to a certain extent, aren't warranted today. And it wasn't warranted then. Let me say that. I'm not trying to
That's even
excuse.
Worse. So they train, especially black cops, to hate black people.
I have family members who are cops, and they don't see it like that. They are professional. But to have that type of training mentality of like, if I see somebody who is of color, I am automatically on guard, and it's like, really? Like, why? Like, it makes no sense whatsoever.
My bad run-ins with cops been black cops. The white cops I normally never had no problems with, which is weird to say, but that's all normally been the case.
Because it's not all cops.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's like it sucks for those who are good cops to go through this, because it's like those good cops are getting backlash because of the few bad apples. The ones that are scared, the ones that take the job too seriously, that's ego trip, the ones that don't necessarily need this job, but only because they have it, they feel like they have an authority or the power that is not warranted for them. So, minus all the good stuff that happened with the first week of football, which we are excited about, others not as much because, we're Carolina Panthers fans.
Yeah.
And I think it's time for you to trade up. And just
I'd never wanted Bryce Young, but we have him.
I think it's time to let that go. Yeah. But no, it's overshadowed by that, and it's kind of sad about that. The transition into that, it was the first week of football. It was a lot of good stuff. It was a lot of bad stuff. It was a lot of good football. And it was way. I mean, if you're a New York Giants, you're pretty much putting a gun to your head, and you're like, this is going to be the longest season ever. So, with that being said, what are some of the highlights that you've watched the games over the weekend? Anything that stood out?
I know the Giants are really about to shoot themselves in the fucking face for letting Saquon go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Couple rookies. Malik Nabers looked good though. Even though he didn't really get the ball as much, he showed you what he can do. He's not a bust.
Yeah.
He just needs a quarterback.
True.
We also need a quarterback, the Panthers.
You need a team.
We needed a whole Madden franchise redo. Kirk Cousins is done. He's old.
I think he's done. I think
Kirk is done. So yeah, couple good games. Aaron Rodgers, good to see him back and healthy.
Yeah, not the performance that he needed.
Not the performance he wanted, but I'm glad he didn't pop nothing.
Look, I was watching the game and I was like, all right, this is the fourth play. Let's see what happens. He made it, so no injuries. So that's a good sign.
And Dak is the highest paid player right now. That's good, but bad for Jerry.
I mean,
I'm not mad at it. Hey, get your money. Get your money.
Get your money.
Because Jerry Jones don't like to pay niggas.
No, he pays. It's just like he struggles with it because he has two other people that he has to pay.
Yeah.
And I know they say a lot about stacked teams are top heavy and no depth, but at the same time, listen, would you rather pay Dak Prescott now and get a rookie quarterback and still have CD, Micah, and Trey Diggs, and you're still bottom feeders?
I mean, Micah, they don't have enough money to keep Micah.
They'll have it.
Yeah,
he will.
If he restructured the deal,
his left testicle to make sure Micah does not hit the free agent market. Because if he ever hits the free agent market, he's coming to Philly. And I think that's like a foregone conclusion now. That if he ever were to leave, he's coming to Philly. I don't know. A lot of people say he doesn't want to be home, but at the same time, it's good to be home. You feel more comfortable. And I think he would fit because I think the city would embrace him in a way that he would be like, he'll be a megastar here. But we're not going to do pick'ems this week because like it was a lot going on. We lost I'm wearing them, Mufasa / Darth Vader / King Joffrey Joseph. Or I don't even know if I said his name, but King Joffrey from Zamunda.
Yeah, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones is going at 93.
I forgot he was still alive.
Listen, it's almost to the point where a lot of people are like, yo, keep Morgan Freeman. A lot of people who are like up there in age that we don't really necessarily know that they're others, but it's like, wow. Like we know, the first time I ever was introduced to James Earl Jones was through Star Wars, but then it was The Sandlot. There's so many other countless movies that he was in, like Roscoe Jenkins he was in, which was hilarious with Martin Lawrence. Like you could go on and on wherever Conan. But his main ones were basically Mufasa, Darth Vader, and Coming to America. Those were his. And I think with the new movie coming out too, the Mufasa movie.
Oh yeah.
I think it's going to do numbers now. Well, now especially with his death, because now people are going to say, "Oh, we got to go watch it for James Earl," because I'm pretty sure he's done a voiceover in that movie. Yeah. They'll do that to show some type of respect for him. So, like, what are some of your fondest memories of Darth Vader?
To be honest, I wasn't a big Star Wars person, but Coming to America, that's my first introduction to actually seeing him on film. That not a big fan of Lion King, but I did watch it as a kid, and a movie with him and Martin.
Roscoe, Roscoe.
And he kind of seemed like he never really aged in all his movies. Like
it's like him, Morgan Freeman, and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, they just don't age.
Tell me the time when you seen them young. Right? It gets there.
That one movie he played in, Claudine. But he was still like he looked
like him. Oh, and also The Field of Dreams as well. He was in The Field of Dreams. Phenomenal movie. But
he had too many kids.
Yeah. Somebody else passed away recently as well. I can't think of it. It's like, usually when you get a big celebrity passing on, they come in threes.
Yeah.
And it's like one after another, and it's like, sheesh. And it's getting to the point because like the other day I was watching Pulp Fiction. I was like, damn, Samuel Jackson was what? He has to be like 70, right? I'm thinking he's 70.
Yeah,
and I'm like, and then I did the research. I'm like, he is 76 years old.
Oh, wow.
And you couldn't tell.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, Jamie Foxx and all of them are like in their 40s, early 50s. You're like, yo, the guys that you grew up watching that were like powerhouses are up there in age where you're like, they're getting old.
Yeah.
So it's shaky, man. It's scary. But big ups RIP to James Earl Jones and his family, everybody with condolences and everything for him. Malik, I know you are a big fan of Cam Newton.
Yeah.
And
I fuck with his
last
podcast.
week I wanted to do a quick little show, because you've seen this podcast.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because there's been some controversy about his recent interview with the philosophy doctor, female doctor.
Yeah.
And there's like two sides to this coin. And I'm of the mindset of people need to just shut the hell up and actually listen instead of automatically choosing sides.
Yeah.
She told him some things that were constructive criticism. Some might consider it of her being a black man hater,
Feminist.
a feminist, an extreme feminist, on how we said that. But others will say she didn't say anything wrong. Now I'm in the middle. I think what she said was correct, but I think she said it in a way that it didn't need to be said to him. But it was also, his mindset is like,
bitch, I'm rich.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean,
because like the one thing that I wanna hit on is, she said, because I think he said he has 8 children with 3 different baby moms, and she says to him, "You're creating broken households."
I mean, to that effect, she has a point, because realistically, you're one person. You can't be everywhere at the same time. Even though I have watched like documentaries of him having all his kids together, he does do that. He's not absent father. He has all his kids together, and he runs multiple businesses and stuff. So even if they were all living in the same roof, he works a lot, so he has to make the money.
He's making money.
You can't be with him 24/7, but he does have all his kids together, and I think he's a good example. He doesn't drink. Well,
he drinks.
I mean, he drinks, but
he's not an alcoholic.
He's not an alcoholic. Yeah. He doesn't. He's
not a heavy drinker.
He's not in the news for nothing crazy or nothing like that.
Well, not like
rambunctious stuff. Like, yeah, he's in the news, but just for voicing his opinion. But as like a man, I think he has values and stuff, and he comes from a religious faith background. He had his father in his life, so he's not just making kids and just paying child support and dipping, which a lot of men are doing. He's being an active father, but she has a point, and you can only be active for so much between work and everything, and different households, and they're different women.
Well, it's more. I think that triggered a lot of dudes. Wrong, like, how dare you call this man broken? He's creating broken households, and in a sense, like you said, she's kind of correct. It's like, if you're going off of the Bible and stuff like that, and I'm not religious or anything like that, but if you're going off of that, it's supposed to be one man, one household, and all this other stuff. You're while he's doing his job and he's doing his due diligence as a father, you're not creating a wholesome family in the sense of, granted, while you're working every day, they know where you're at. Yeah. Granted, it's not like they don't know where you're at either way, but it's more or less like when you come home, it's like, I know where daddy's at. Daddy's at work. Not, oh, daddy's at work, but I'll see him tomorrow because he has to come over here.
Yeah, and his kids, I think his oldest kid is probably like 18 in college.
I have no idea.
Like, he doesn't have like young children. He got a couple young children, but they're mostly like 10, 12, so they can understand concepts like, yo, we gotta go to work. Like, they're not like that. But I think, and I watched the other interview that he did with Iyanla, the fans. Her energy was different. She you could tell she's more, I wouldn't say her energy was different in the interview, because he was more engaged with her and listening more, because she didn't it didn't feel like an attack. I think the first interview kind of felt like, damn, this bitch coming at me.
Yeah,
But when Ayana went up there, she said the same thing, but her words were different and how she understood who she was talking to.
Yeah.
And she came in with a whole different energy. She wasn't trying to bash him. I think she was trying to get him to see another side. And I think if you watch that interview, he was more receptive to her energy.
Yeah.
And what she was saying.
I think you know what it is, and I think a lot of us men, we go through this a lot. Because I even get taken aback like this when Courtney talks to me in a certain way, when like she's stern and serious. It's hard for us as men, especially, leaders of, the tribe and stuff like that, when a woman comes in and has to check us. And I think that took him aback when she started talking to him in a way, but also knowing the room. And I think the room was setting as a conversation. And I think as Kim interview with her continued on, it became more about him and less about her.
Yeah.
Whereas when he did the other interview, it was a conversation. And a lot of people, especially a lot of these, look, there's a new podcast every day. Hello, we have one. But with this, it's like the more people you talk to, the more people you get information from or want to get information from, you have to be able to read the room.
And not to cut you off, but one thing Ayana, she pointed out in her interview, she said that, like, yeah, she was a bad mother because she didn't know. Like, she put all herself out there. So Cam couldn't say, like, oh, well, you did this, you did. She put herself out there already. It was like, yeah, I messed up with doing this, this, and that.
Yeah.
But why? This is why I messed up.
Yeah.
So I think the energy was different because it wasn't like, I never heard of her before. This is my first time I ever heard of Dr. What's her name? Last name Brian or something like that?
I think it was Brian.
Yeah. But I was like, okay. I mean, what she's saying is not wrong. And I watched that interview she did with Nick Cannon. She was like coming off the same
thing with Nick.
Coming off the same way. And it was like, well, bitch, where your man at? And I think you know so much about men.
But again, I think that's what happened with a lot of people when she started coming at Nick and Cam. It's like, well, how the fuck are you going to be able to tell me something? You're not in a relationship. And it's like, well, yeah, I'm not in a relationship because these are my standards. And we can't, as men, say, yo, these are my standards. And
yes,
then say, well, hold on. We can't say we have these standards, but your standards have to be higher. You know what I mean?
And like, she's like a career woman. So she wants someone above her level. She's already like maxed out. So what she wants, she's 40.
Yeah. No, I think she's 35.
40. No man is going to be really checking for her like that. Like, that's successful and that can get someone that's 25.
Well, I think this is the...
Because once you get a like certain level of money, success, and power, women are throwing themselves at you. It's like, why would I pick you?
Listen, this is the epidemic of women who say, oh, I want a man who is able to work for himself and be able to take off and go on trips and lavishes and all of them. Like, there's no such thing as those men out there.
I'm trying to figure out how to, like, them women on the podcast that be dealing with millionaires all the time. It's just like, how are they all dealing with millionaires? And it's like, yeah, not even millionaire looks wise. Like,
yeah, but you're not, though. You're dealing with people that have a nice, legitimate money. And I think a lot of people now, because with inflation and a lot of stuff is a little bit more higher, so it's not showing as much. But like if a man is making $80,000 a year, he's living comfortably.
Yeah.
Right?
No kids,
so, especially if he doesn't have kids. Yeah. Right? So I could do a little bit of stuff. But for you to say, oh, he has to match my energy of making $200,000, you bitch. And I'm sorry to say this. I'm so sorry. I'm not vulgar. You can make $200,000 in one day if you just showed your titties and ass and all this other stuff. Yeah. Easily. And I know a lot of women will probably say, no, it's not that easy. I'm like, yes, it's easy for you to make more money in a day or a week.
Yeah.
Than for me to bust my ass to work 40 hours a week.
You go to a strip club and audition and get a couple racks.
$100,000. But to harp back on to this, it's like she's getting a little bit more pushback. A lot of people are both one-sided. I think instead of just trying to pick a side, it's supposed to be just like just listen into the conversation, enjoying the conversation instead of saying, no, I don't care because she's, who the hell is she to be like, oh, you're creating broken households. And it's not right what she's saying, but I think you have to understand why she's saying what she's saying. So, in other entertainment news, Beetlejuice just came out this past week. Went to go see it. I thought it was funny. My wife and her friend and stuff thought it was trash. I know you haven't seen it yet. If you have, you saw it on Fire Stick, cheap ass. But supposedly this past week, it made about $148 million worldwide on a $100 million budget. It made $118 million domestically. That's just in the United States.
Okay.
It's going to be big. Well, not going to be. It's big. So
$100 million for a movie. That's a lot.
Well, I didn't think because the first movie budget was only about $15 million.
$100 million in today's you could make a good movie with just about 40, 50.
And I think movie studios are over exaggerating. The movie itself is not $100 million movie. I don't know who the hell they paid $100 million to.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that $40 million of that was marketing and the other was 60 to 65. But even with the 60 to 65, who the fuck are you paying? Sure, you got Academy nominated. I think he might have won the Academy Award with Michael Keaton. Same with Emmy nominated. And William Dafoe is an Oscar winner. Jenna Ortega is pretty hot. That should be about 30. Where's the other $30 million?
I think the one to take the most money is Jenna right now.
Probably Jenna. Jenna and Michael.
About $8 million.
Yeah,
she get the most.
but it's actually the third biggest movie of the season of 2024. Obviously, it's Deadpool, and then Inside Out 2, and then it's Beetlejuice. So it's like crazy huge. Tim Burton said there isn't going to be a third. I call bullshit.
Yeah,
they're going to make it. It's going to make money. It's not the money that they wanted, but they're going to make a third just to finish it, the whole caps off of it. Because you want more Jenna Ortega, you want more Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Especially it's good to get it right now while she cheap.
as of right now, because you know what, I think the movie hit because I don't know if you watched. Well, the music video between her and Sabrina Carpenter dropped like a week before. It's called Taste, and it hit like 24 million views over 24 hours. So that dropped, and then the Wednesday thing dropped. So it was on a high, and it was like, oh wow, yeah, Beetlejuice is out. So let's go see the movie. So, and there's nothing.
That's
really
good
out.
marketing on. That's great marketing.
Yeah. So sticking with entertainment, Beyonce didn't get nominated for any country music western awards.
After she dropped that country album?
Yeah. She had 8 tracks in the top 10 in the country music.
You really think Beyonce give a fuck about that shit?
I think she does.
I don't think she give a fuck about that shit.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Because if she just proved if I can make any genre I want and excel at, I don't need your award.
No, you don't. You don't need the recognition. Not the recognition,
but they
did the acknowledgement.
But they did that before with
Lil Nas X. So, but I think while people are interested, and obviously people are interested because it had 8 tracks in the top 10. That wasn't those audience.
Yeah.
That wasn't country music audience. That was her audience listening to that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
But it's still on country. It's still under the genre.
It's like when Lil Wayne dropped his rock album, his punk rock album.
Yeah.
It made, I think, top 20, but it didn't get any awards because it's not the audience. You got audience from your already created stuff. Okay. And I think, people are going to go see you regardless. It's hard to cross over into like other genres of films. Ray Charles did it. Michael Jackson did it. Others have done it.
R. Kelly.
But R. Kelly, like he does pop and then Christian and all that other stuff. Kanye. It's hard to do the crossover and being authentic
and still stay relevant.
She has done it, but I think she has to understand, and I think she does. Like you said, I don't think she really cares, but it's just more or less like, I put a lot into this project because this is a passion project of mine, and I'm not getting the acknowledgement from that. And it'll be a big thing for Black women to get a country music award. But sticking with music, so Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl. A lot of
Mm.
people are pissed because they thought it was going to be Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that he got shoved because of his support for Donald Trump. I don't think it's that. I just think because you think it's in New Orleans, you automatically think it should be Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
That doesn't really mean anything. Listen,
They couldn't go wrong either way. Right now, Kendrick is the hottest. He's got the most
he's
streams
hot.
on him.
You know what I mean?
And we know he's gonna perform They Not Like Us.
Of course.
Because he's petty.
You know what I mean?
Because he's petty, so that's the biggest stage. And then he was shot at Kendrick saying ain't no round two, so I'm done with you. He basically saying I'm done with you, Kendrick. I'm just taking another victory lap on your ass. Just one last time.
You're talking about he's saying a Drake, not Kendrick.
I mean, saying that the Drake,
I don't need to. But it's more or less, I don't understand.
But I would have loved to see a Wayne Super Bowl, him bring out BG, Juvenile,
Look, listen.
Make it real New Orleans.
When you think about
it, real New Orleans.
Kendrick already done the Super Bowl when it was in LA.
Oh yeah,
so with Drake and Snoop and all when they had the whole West Coast rappers out.
Yeah, so why didn't he?
But again, that's why the rumors are he got shoved because Donald Trump and Lil Wayne are together, and while the NFL has 32 teams, and out of 32 teams, they're all white and they're all billionaires. I think maybe except for one might be black. I'm not 100% sure.
No, he's
most of
the
them.
Objective, and I think he's Indian or something.
Well, besides Amir Khan and not Amir Khan, Nick Khan and Tony Khan and all that. Besides him, I think there is another one, but I'm not 100%. The majority of them are all white.
Yeah.
So majority of them, let's just say 30 out of the 32. Maybe 20, 25 of them all probably support Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And then there's a small group that's like, him.
Yeah.
So it was more or less, I don't think it was the whole Donald Trump thing. I just think it was just it's a bad, I don't even, I can't even really give you a good explanation of why they didn't pick him.
I don't know neither, because if I'm NFL Super Bowl, where we at? New Orleans. I'm calling Wayne. I'm calling Wayne.
If not Wayne, I'm calling Master P, maybe.
Chris Brown.
Maybe Chris Brown.
Master P. I mean,
I'm saying if you wanted to keep it more.
Yeah, I'm saying, but top people, I don't know if Lil Baby's up there yet to do it.
No.
Have time by himself. When he got to bring quality control, music, the whole group together. Or, it would have to be.
It's very interesting now thinking about it. It's
I would say Chris Brown could do it.
Of course.
Chris Brown damn to do a show by himself.
I think it's a mixture of the Janet Jackson effect as well as the Donald Trump effect. The Donald Trump effect is more low than high.
You should
with
show
that.
Titty again on halftime.
But I think Lil Wayne obviously he's going to bring Nicki out if he did it. Yeah. Drake will come out, stuff like that. And it's not the fear of something sexual exploitation, but it's more or less something that is going to be done that you don't expect. So you go safe.
Kendrick?
I'll go Kendrick. I'd rather take a messaging than something said or done. Because remember last year, as stupid as it was Usher, and he was roller skating.
And he was all up on Alicia, and he was.
And that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That man was, a little freaked out.
It wasn't a titty in sight, another was a booty in sight. With Wayne, it's the fear of you might get a juvenile back that ass up. You might get a blunt, even though you had Snoop, but Snoop was contained.
You gonna hear that lighter flip. You gonna hear that lighter flip.
If you're bringing Nicki, you're bringing sex appeal. You don't know what the hell you're gonna get.
She gonna have titties out and ass out.
So it's well, who the hell can we get to be safe? You don't want to go rock because it's Rock Nation, so they're going to do hip hop. They've been doing this hip hop trend for the last, I want to say, 7 Super Bowls. So it's being diverse.
Yeah, I mean, but they could have chose Chris Brown. Who else? They could have chose us top.
That's why I said
not a lot of artists these days could actually do it.
A lot of people were expecting and I think are kind of happy that it didn't happen was Taylor Swift.
Oh God, yeah.
I think we need to understand sooner or later she will do a Super Bowl halftime show. It just might not be this year. It will probably be in the next 3 years.
That's gonna be the most watched one because of white women.
At 9.
Because of white women.
But the age levels that she has basically from 10, 50 maybe, in that age range for women.
I was driving one time when she was in Philly for her concert. She had everybody in fucking cowboy boots.
I was there. I was out there. I was out there
that shit.
in the parking lot singing my heart out. Yes, I was. I'm a Swiftie. You can kiss my ass.
Fuck that white bitch.
Listen, I think a lot of people are a little bit Taylor Swift out.
I couldn't tell you. The only song I ever listened to was her and Future and Ed Sheeran. That's the only time I ever listened. And I skipped the word part. I skipped the word part. I went straight to Future and Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, well, no, I think they tell us without because you get to see her at you're going to see her at all the Kansas City Chiefs games. People are obsessed with, and this is not her fault. People are obsessed with her.
I don't know why.
But that's the question. It's like she has the Michael Jackson effect.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think she gets to the point where she's not.
They're not passing out when they see it.
Well, no, she's not in terms of that. But the fame of I can't go out without being watched.
I can't do normal shit, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if I go out, like recently, this past weekend, they were at the U.S. Open. Non-stop. Cameras are on now. Yeah. And it's like, why? And it's ridiculous.
Honest, I would walk right past them when they're too far.
You know what I mean? Like, treat her like a normal, treat normal celebrities like this at the end of the day. They're building her up, and we know this is going to happen. I know this personally is going to happen. They're building her up. So when a scandal hits, they can tear her down and then build her back up because that's what they do with every celebrity.
Nah, they're not gonna let her. They're not gonna let her. They're not gonna tarnish her
unless she gets pregnant.
After what Kanye did to her, they're not gonna.
But see, that's the whole point.
And he didn't do that wrong.
Well, you don't steal a moment.
Oh, fuck that bitch. She ain't did that.
But I'm telling you, unless she gets pregnant or engaged. Because people are waiting for her to break up with Travis Kelce. Because the whole rumor the last week or so was that they're going to break up on September 26th. And they're only doing it. We know
Kelce like that chocolate.
Kelce does, but I think he really likes.
Yeah, he was liking that money on. And that money on.
Listen, let me tell you
that money on different.
Let me tell you something. When your woman has some type of money, even if it's not even like big money, but money that matches yours, where you could be like, damn, yo, I need this extra $40. I don't feel like paying for it, but I gotta pay because I'm a gentleman. And then when they say, I got you, babe, it's like, oh.
And the endorsements that he gets, I know
he doesn't need it though because New Heights just got picked up by Amazon, $33.3 million each for him and Jason. He's going to get a show,
yeah.
Whether it's reality or as an analyst on NFL. Yeah. He did, right?
So he got a guarantee $100 million.
He's got $100 million waiting for. So it means nothing.
Yeah.
Because like it's the same thing with Jason. Jason has Monday Night Football. He has the other $33 million from New Heights. They're set. I don't need to do nothing else but go to the damn mailbox.
Yeah.
And that's it. And it's
damn, I wish I was right.
No, I mean, but look, they're entertaining. They're characters. Yeah. They're caricatures of them.
They did themselves,
and they're real.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people fuck with that. So
Travis like that chocolate. Travis like that chocolate.
Nah, he does, but it's like, look, it's Taylor Swift. I mean, you would look. Don't act like you wouldn't.
If TT come around me right now, shit, say drop them drawers.
Yeah,
cutting that check.
Yeah, whatever. Exactly.
She cutting that check.
You swirling. But I want to hear that. So look, just to let y'all know, with all the stuff that's going to be going on this new season of the Will Ray Show, we're not going to traditionally do it like a podcast. We're going to do it like a radio show podcast where we're going to bring topics up. We're not going to do, normal stuff where like, you hear every day. You want to listen to it on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, TikTok, and just chill with us. You're going to be in part of the conversation. Give us your thoughts. Give us your input. tell us a topic that you want us to talk about. Anything like that. We're gonna hit everything. I know I've said this before, but this is more or less now. We're reaching out more. We're gonna be branching out more. Again, Spotify just brand new. A lot of big things coming up. We're gonna be playing little games of Would You Rather. I have a special game for
we gotta bring some old guests back.
We're gonna bring some old guests back. We're gonna bring some new guests back. Again, I know I said I don't even know why I'm saying it because I didn't get to listen to it because the dang on video was corrupted. Listen, we're probably gonna bring our graphic designer in here, Cece, who does a tremendous work with all the graphic designs that you see on there. We're probably going to get maybe some other people, an old friend of ours, maybe Avanti, maybe Kyle, maybe some females that Malik knows and that we'll be talking about. Yeah. Manny will be joining us next time. Maybe Manny has something to do. I know, Jesus Christ. But that's the show for today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment. Give us some, give us some more views. Give us some more followers. Give us some more people and all that. And again, we're trying to get a sponsor with AMC Movie Theater Talk, AMC Movie Pass, $25 a month. Get it. You get 3 free movies a week and all that other stuff. I know it's not sponsored by us yet, but I'm going to get that sponsorship no matter what. All right. So, because I like going to the movies and we're going to the movies as well. But Malik, any final thoughts before we roll out of here, man?
Oh no, man. Just keep listening, keep tuning in. More you fuck with us, more content we could give out, and we could do this more. Make this a weekly more, but
maybe we'll do we'll do 2 shows
a week. Shows we just building right now.
Exactly, that's all.
Get where we need to go,
as well as maybe next time we'll do some pick'ems for the NFL. I know that's really big, successful. Basketball season is coming up, and we really mess with basketball. We'll talk about maybe the next time about the Sixers' potential move or new stadium to Jersey, or I don't know because they just had this big protest about Chinatown. I have some thoughts about it. We'll see you next time. Peace out.
Made all of this money this week. Shit look amazing.